Hey everybody, welcome to another video. Today we're going to be looking at the sky replacement tool in Photoshop. This is with Photoshop's latest release for Photoshop 2021, and it was announced before it was released, so it was very much an anticipated tool, very highly anticipated. So we're going to walk through what this tool looks like, where you can find it, and kind of what the options are when you're working with it. Here is an exterior photo from a real estate shoot. This is the original sky. This is how it looked that day. It was actually quite lovely. But I'm going to replace it just for kicks. So to get to the tool, you go to Edit and you scroll down to Sky Replacement. And you're going to see this window pop up. This is where you have all of your controls. Now up here, you have the sky that is going to use to replace the original. And if you click right here, it actually has a whole bunch of sky options that are automatically loaded into Photoshop for you. So that's kind of nice. It's actually got a fair amount of options here and plenty to pick from. So you can pick one of those, or what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a sky. So I grabbed a photo from a free stock site, and I'm going to add that in here. So I'm going to go in here and grab this sky, and I got a really dramatic one just to make it different. Okay, so a very starry sky. So I'm going to go ahead and have this one in there. That's my chosen sky. And then you have all of these sliders here to make some adjustments. So this first one, Shift Edge, you can see if I move it all the way up or all the way down, you can see it moves where that edge of the masking is for the overlaid sky, for the new sky. This fade edge, it talks about just that, the fade on the edge of the new sky. And it's a little bit subtle, but you can kind of tell a little bit how that changes right along that tree line. So I'm going to leave that a little bit higher. These next ones are to adjust how the photo of the sky looks. So if you want to think of it as an adjustment layer for the sky photo, this is basically what it does. You're just telling it to do that before it finalizes all of the masking and everything. I do want to come up here real quick and show you with this, you can actually move that sky photo. So we're going to move it a little bit. Let's go like right around there. And let's see, make sure it covers both sides of it. There we go. Okay. So if I wanted to adjust the brightness of that sky, I can do so there. If I wanted to warm it up or cool it down, I can do that. So I'm going to cool it down a little bit. You can change the scale. So it's at 100% right now. If I want to make it a little bit bigger, oops, sorry, a little bit smaller. Oh my goodness, what am I doing? There we go. There, that's bigger. So we'll do that. We'll do maybe like around 115 or so. Okay. And you can also flip it. Then these are some foreground adjustments. So these are adjustments on essentially this foreground, the actual buildings, the landscape. It gives you the option here of lighting modes, multiply or screen. And I would imagine typically you're just going to leave it on multiply. Lighting adjustments. I'm going to go all the way up and then all the way down. You can see a lot of it on that tree line. You can see the effect of it pretty well there. And then the color adjustment. I'm going to go all the way up and all the way down so you can see. So this seems to be adjusting the color of the foreground for kind of reflecting a little bit of the color of the sky. So we'll have it somewhere around there maybe. Okay, your output, You can do it as new layers or duplicate layer. I like to leave it at new layers, and then you click OK. And what I love about this tool is that while it might not feel like you have a ton of control over how it's applied initially, you do have all of these layers so that you can actually come in and here's the layer with the actual sky photo, and it's got the mask that's been done on it. And you can do your adjustments. So I can now go to the brush, for example, and I can say, you know what, I want to erase some of this up here, and I can do that. I have that flexibility. So obviously that's not something I would do, but you can make those adjustments. You can fine tune, you can adjust it, you can make changes to it. These right here are the adjustment layers. This is where we adjusted the brightness and the color temperature on the sky itself. And this is the foreground lighting layer. So this changed the foreground lighting a little bit and the foreground color. There we go. So that's what I love about it, is that it's a really good jump start. So even if you end up wanting to have more control over what you're doing with the masking or with the layering or all of the different adjustments to each part of the photo, you can still get a jump start on it by having Photoshop do the initial masking and the initial adjustments, and then you can tweak them. So for real estate, this is a huge time saver because this does a pretty good job of getting those edges of the trees. It does, I think, a pretty fantastic job of getting all of those edges for you. And for real estate purposes, this is going to be absolutely good enough. When you're dealing more with architectural photography, then that's where you might want to come in and do a little fine tuning or just zoom in and make sure everything looks up to par. But it's still going to give you a great jump start on that process of replacing the sky. So that is it. That's the new sky replacement tool from Photoshop. I hope this has helped explain it and tell you a little bit more about how it works and how it might benefit you. If you want to see more videos like this, please subscribe to the YouTube channel, or you can go to the Grove Studios website at meetmeatthegrove.com and subscribe to the newsletter, and you'll get all the updates. And thank you so much for tuning in. I will see you guys in the next video.